Hello, fellow road trippers. Today we are going to Grimsby, Ontario, where there is a plenty of really beautiful doll houses, and also going to the newer Grimsby-on-the-Lake town. So firstly, we're going to go to the original Grimsby, which is Grimsby Beach, and that is where the Painted Ladies of Grimsby are located. So these are just really beautiful, colorful doll houses that I'm sure you've seen on social media before. And here's my map of all of the locations of where you will find them. I tried my best to showcase all of them because some of them are sort of further away and some of them are kind of in the circular area, which is the Auditorium Crescent. That is kind of like the central area. Now, I want to mention in terms of parking, we usually park where on the Grimsby Beach. Over there you see the big P, but there's also Heart of Grimsby Park parking over there that's mentioned in the center. That is also free and you are welcome to use it. So this house is one of the ones that are the furthest away, but this is also the one that kind of starts it all off. It is on the corner of Lake and Birch Park Drive. Very pretty, kind of turquoisey color. Because it's summertime right now, you will not see as much maybe in terms of the house because it's sort of peeking through, but you definitely see it. The whole area has tons of bunnies, which is really adorable. Now this house is also sort of further away. It's on the corner of Lake Street and Betts Avenue. We have talked to the owner of this house. She was very lovely and she said that this house was built in 1920s. They are the current owners. They periodically kind of add things to it. For example, I believe the kind of intricate styles were redone recently. There is a person in the town of Grimsby that specializes in these kind of wood carvings, and it is definitely a very, very gorgeous house. There are a couple of dogs that I thought was very cute. They're kind of sticking their faces out, which is pretty hilarious. Overall, I found the owners of Grimsby houses, because we talked to about 3 of them, were very willing to kind of talk about their house and pretty welcoming of us. But I understand it's probably, it gets overwhelming during the weekend when there's a lot of people. Even the little book library is so adorable and has its own kind of Grimsby feel to it, which is very whimsical. And there's like a teapot. What kind of a library has a teapot on it? It's just so adorable. So over here we are starting with the kind of going from the Grimsby Beach. So this is the corner of East Avenue and Temple Lane. A really pretty purple house with tons of hydrangea. Some of the houses have a bit of a more of a thematic happening, like this one, for example, is definitely very nautical and beachy, and it is located closer to the beach, so of course there is that influence. Another house that's fairly subtle, but I still love it because it has that little motif happening. Now here is we're going into the center. So it's called Auditorium Circle and it's basically a circle. I call it a loop. You can drive through it if you want to, or you can walk through it. I recommend parking and walking all over because it's just so pretty. And that's where it all starts. This is probably the most colorful, most beautiful of the Grimsby dollhouses you will find. It's really best to just actually go there and experience it because there is no point of describing them. They are just magical. Even the ground over there, like the rocks, the stones are painted, which is so cool. And the addition of all of the flowers just make it even more kind of dollhousey and pretty. We were there really early on a Sunday and we only found few other people also taking photos. I have heard from the owners that when you go during like the midday, it gets pretty hectic and there's a lot of tourists. Some visitors even dress up to take the photos, which is pretty entertaining for the owners of the houses. And here are more of the different houses. This is still all of the loop. I think the loop takes me maybe good 20 minutes to walk, even though I've been there so many times. I still like to take the photos and talk to owners if they are out there. This house is all pink, very beautiful. The cat was really cute. I had to videotape him because he looks exactly like my cat and it was just so cute. Another one of those beautiful houses. So some of them do have a bit of a kind of curtains on them because they don't want to have people looking into them all the time. Over here I like this because there's just beautiful sky baby blue color, and it's not as maybe colorful and intricate as the other ones, but it's just so stylish. I loved it. Now over here, this is Wesley Avenue, and they have a bit of like a, I don't even know, it's just a lot of things. There's a tiki bar, there's a car, and all of this is, and there's a sign on it saying that this is only for just like visual kind of aesthetic purposes. Do not use the chairs, do not ask for a drink. This is not like that. It's just a setup, and but it's just so cool. And there's a surf shop over there and a bit of a fountain happening. Considering this is Ontario, it just, I think it's the coolest find. Another beautiful yellowy house with the most intricate garden. Couple of more really beautiful houses. Now these houses, both of them are very gorgeous. They are a little bit off to the side, meaning they are on Fair Avenue and 3rd Street. Absolutely amazing. The detail, all of the little knickknacks, all of the little findings you see when you look at it long enough just makes it that much prettier. And the flowers, of course. Even the little bird houses are cute with like a spoon for birds to sit on. There's just so many little finds. This house is again on the 3rd and Fair Avenue intersection. This yellow house is on the Fair Avenue. If you just keep going on Fair Avenue towards west, there's still a few houses to be seen. This is even further on Fair Avenue, and it has a bunch of mushrooms. Different kind of wooden mushrooms. How cool. I also love that there is kind of like a color thematic. So this is more of a cooler colors, more like bluey, purpley, where the other houses are like more pinky and yellowy. Beautiful fountain turned into this kind of a plant installation. This is the center of the park. And another gorgeous house with tons of sunflower. What I loved about this is that it has a bit of a garden that's really interesting to look at, and they have a bit of a birdhouse that's the same looking as the actual house. Like, how cool. Now over here, this house faces kind of like the beach, so it faces the actual Lake Ontario. So if you walk over there, you will first, of course, see the little park and the beach of Grimsby. There are still a couple of brightly painted houses in there. Now I just wanted to mention a few things about Grimsby-on-the-Lake. Now Grimsby-on-the-Lake is pretty further away from the Grimsby Beach. Over here you see the map. But what I think is that this is a kind of a newer upcoming city, town, that is slowly building, and I've only noticed it maybe this year. I'm sure it's been there for a while, but I've only noticed it this year. We stayed at Casablanca Inn over here. That was our stay for the night, and this is the view of it. It's not a big town at all, but I found it's kind of majestic in its own way. Because over here, when you drive closer to the lake, there's of course few restaurants that you can sit and enjoy the lake, but just walking on it, it's kind of like from surreal movie. It's just so beautiful. This kind of walk over here, definitely worth a visit. There are a couple of shops. There's a bakery. Just a beautiful, cute little town. So this concludes my review of the Grimsby area. I hope you enjoyed this. It's definitely a gorgeous area to visit. Please subscribe, like, and share to my channel, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.